She said, "Must I remind you, dear, this is my wish. After you've washed it, don't towel dry that dish. Instead, let it dry on the dishwasher rack. That's just common sense, which sometimes you lack." He said, "Honey, don't worry, I'm not keeping score, but I noticed that when you clean our kitchen floor, to pick up the grease and the grime and the grunge, you often use our newest dishwashing sponge. We've been sheltered in place for what feels like a year, and sometimes we start to feel blue. Sometimes, my dear, you make me crazy, but through it all and all of these days, I am still crazy about you." She said, "Don't get me wrong, I'm glad that you pitch in when you feed the cat each day in the kitchen. And you prefer on the counter our kitty not stand, but must you swat him off with the back of your hand?" He said, "When you feed the dog, there's something that grates. Before he can eat, you make him sit and wait. Our poor doggy drools and looks so befuddled, he leaves on the floor a big sloppy puddle. We both do things that bother the other and sometimes make us grit our teeth. Against all the odds, despite all the bother, I still love you between grins and the grief, and I am still crazy about you." She said, "When you trim your beard, perhaps you could think to not leave the clippings in our bathroom sink. You see, it looks kinda gross and it's rather a pain when the hair gets washed down and clogs up our drain." And he said, "I know that you're all about conservation and that wasting water brings you endless frustration. But after you've peed, would you really feel crushed if sometimes you gave in and gave it a flush?" We've been sheltered in place for what feels like a year, and sometimes we start to feel blue. Sometimes, my dear, you make me crazy, but through it all, through the years and these days, I am still crazy about you. Our Peeves and Peccadillos are peculiar and strange, and at times drive each other up the wall. But in truth, if I could, there's little I change. Like a jigsaw puzzle, each piece fits together after all. She said, "When you water the plants on the porch in those baskets, please tell me, dear, must I always ask that? Just water slowly, let it seep in good, so it doesn't all gush out and rot our porch wood." He said, "I'm grateful how much you enjoy shopping for food at fair prices. I don't want you stopping. But when you buy outdated products on sale, like from 2015, they just might be stale. We've been sheltered in place for what feels like a year, and sometimes we start to feel blue. And at times, my dear, you make me crazy, but through it all and all of these days, I am still crazy about you." Ooh.